Liverpool are back with a bang. Chelsea could still make some money off Antonio Conte. A Dutch legend plans to retire at the end of the season, and we have this week's great debate. That and more coming up in the next few minutes, as I'm your host, Matt Frolic. You are the One Footballers, and this is the Daily News. Liverpool are back and back in the goals. Last night they smashed Belgrade 4-0 in the Champions League, which also coincided with Salah's return to form. Alongside his 2 goals, Mane and Firmino also got on the score sheet, but it wasn't necessarily the front three that would have been the most pleasing sight for Jurgen Klopp. Summer signing Xherdan Shaqiri got man of the match, which is pretty impressive considering he didn't score a goal. But he was brilliant. He was constantly creating attacks and linking up play between the midfield and the forward line. This is exactly the kind of thing a manager wants to see from someone who isn't a nailed-on starting player. It means that when someone like Salah isn't in form, Shaqiri can step in and do more than just a good job. He was signed this summer from Stoke for around 30 million, which is an absolute snip. So to see him come in and do so well in the first team, well, it's got to be pleasing for everybody all round. And secondly, we move to Real Madrid, where despite winning 2-1 in the week over a pretty poor side in the Champions League, they may still be owing Chelsea a little bit of money. This is because if they do sack Lopetegui and bring in Antonio Conte as his replacement, they'll be buying out his contract from Chelsea despite him being sacked in the summer. Basically, Conte gets a big payoff from being sacked, but this doesn't come into effect if he signs a new job within the next however long is in the contract. We don't necessarily know. But it does mean that should Real Madrid hire him, they'll have to pay around £9.5 million to Chelsea. This is something no doubt that Real Madrid will be happy to pay, as it makes Chelsea that little bit sweeter for when they inevitably come in to try and sign Eden Hazard. As for Chelsea fans, well, they'd probably rather that Conte goes to Real Madrid rather than to a rival in Manchester United, who are also apparently looking for new managerial candidates should they sack Jose Mourinho. However, last time a Chelsea manager went to Manchester United was Mourinho, and well, that's worked out pretty well for everyone but Manchester United fans, so I'm not sure Chelsea would mind too much if Conte went there and the same thing happened. But moving away from English or Spanish football all the time and to Dutch football, where a legend is planning to retire at the end of the season. Former Arsenal, Manchester United and Fenerbahce forward Robin van Persie plans to retire at the ripe old age of 36. This season he's been in scintillating form for boyhood club Feyenoord with 4 goals and 4 in the league, having started his career there as well. He can look back on a fantastic career including 50 goals for the Dutch national team, winning the FA Cup and the Premier League and banging in goals left, right and centre without wand of a left foot. Yet another fantastic player from Holland with incredible technical ability, and the game will probably miss him. And lastly, we move on to the great debate. Now, this is a new feature which you'll be seeing once a week in the Daily News, where basically our newsroom set out a question for everybody to discuss. This week, ahead of the El Clásico on Sunday, it's which is your favourite El Clásico goal? For me, there's so many to choose from. There's Messi in the Champions League a few years ago when he dribbled past pretty much everybody. There's Ronaldo's strike in the Super Cup last year, and Asensio's for that matter. But for me, the winner is Ronaldinho back in 2005. He picked up the ball on the halfway line, made a fool out of Sergio Ramos by putting him on his arse, turned inside Helguera, and then calmly slotted the ball past Iker Casillas. He was that good in that game, he even got a standing ovation from the crowd at the Bernabeu. The home crowd, that is. Not even the travelling support clapped him as loudly as they did. To be honest, this was the first time I stood up and took notice of just how good Ronaldinho is, and I've never really seen a player like him since. So along with my opinion, don't forget to check the app where you can find all the opinions of everybody in the newsroom on today's great debate. Until then, why don't you click here to check out all the other videos we've got going on Onefootball, smash the like button down below and let me know in the comment section, as always, what you thought of all of today's daily news. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.